Hey YouTubers, Buckrun 11. The little wood stove is just barely working. It's below 20 outside, and like I usually do, I set the furnace up here to about 70-75 degrees, and as soon as I get the fire going, and I'll let that run until it kicks off, then I turn it back down to 40. But if you look right there, it just clicked up from 69 to 70 to 71, so it is warming up a little bit. But up there on the wall, 70 degrees is like 50 down here where I'm at, because it gets a lot of heat from being so close to the wood box here, wood burner. Let's walk around back. You see the outlets here on the top, right in here, and there's some along the sides, on both sides. There's a place on the back, that hole down there, where you could put a blower and blow air in there, and it would help just get more heat off this stove. Let's go over to my workbench. Okay, here's a pretty big squirrel cage blower. It's got a pretty nice base on it that I could mount it to a stand that would set on the floor behind the wood stove, and then just make a tube to go from this to the back of the wood stove and see if I can add a little bit more heat to come off of that thing. I'll have to gather up some parts and see what I can come up with. Okay, I've drawn up what I need to make this stand and put it in my little book. These are 1/2 inch thick, 12 inch diameter rounds, and just a 1 inch diameter piece of coal roll as the stand. So what I've got is that's going to be 20 1/8 long to give me the right height for the blower to match right up with the hole in the back of the stove. And what I've done, there's one 12 inch round, and there's the other one, and I'm just going to use my little square. Let me back you up a little bit. Hey, I got it right the first time. That just goes on there. Mark that, and then spin it around there, and that's the center of the round. And I'll cut a piece of 1/2 inch coal roll now to weld on there. Okay, what I've got here is a piece of 1 inch hot roll. It's already been cut off on the one end, so it's nice and square. What I do is I lower that blade down on there and hold it with my leg, so it's not on the steel. Then I run it out. I'm going to have to move it just a little bit. Run it out 20 1/8. Clamp the vise. Make sure that moved a little. Right there. Hold it with my legs so the teeth don't get mashed against the steel. Turn on the saw, gently set it down, and wait for it to cut. And while it's cutting, we'll just turn around and stare at that for a little while it's cutting. Okay, we're almost through. There we go. There's the rod. It'll get positioned on there in the center and welded on, and then the other round will get welded on the top. But before I do that, I want to position the blower on here and get my holes marked so that I can drill the holes before I weld it on there. Got the base welded together and the bottom side painted. Tomorrow I'll flip it over and paint the top side, and all I have to do is make my adapter. Let me get my book out and show it to you. Right there's the drawing for my adapter. These will get folded over on a 90, and then I've got this piece of square tubing that will get welded right there to it, and that's what will make the span over from the blower to the wood burner. And I'll be taking this out of the blower, and there's two holes here, and holes on the top and bottom, that I'll mount that adapter in, and then that 2x3 square will be coming out of there, and I'll just set it right up against the back of the wood burner if everything comes out the right height.